Okay, welcome to the Maximum Apocalypse Wasted Wild Mission 1 playthrough. For this game, I'll be playing two players, the driver and the chef. I'll set out my hands to start, sort of show you guys off some of the cards and everything. I also have the reference cards here, which I'll put over here a little closer. These reference cards are double-sided. You can always give them to players to help learn to play the game. And they lay out a turn and basically all the steps of a turn. So once you've set up and everyone has a monster in front of you, you can decide who goes first based on your situation, what monsters you have in front of you. I'm actually going to start with the chef going first. And you just basically get started playing. The first thing you do at the start of your turn is you roll dice to spawn monsters. So things can always get worse. And I've rolled a 6. And any tile that would show that number would activate and spawn additional monsters. So we're sitting on an 8, which is a likely roll, not super safe, but at least it hasn't been rolled currently. The next thing you do is you advance time. So you take the time board and you tick it forward 1 space, advance it, and then if you pass any of these symbols, it will trigger those symbols. But for the first mission, the only thing you have to worry about is exposure. And exposure, if you're on a tile that does not have an indoor location, when exposure is passed, you draw one of these frost snip cards and you get hit with a cold snap and get stuck with a bad status effect. So we're not dealing with all 4 of the things that can go on with this clock board, but as you play through the Frozen Wilds campaign, it will slowly introduce each additional aspects to this board as you play. The next thing you do is you draw a card. So step 3 is drawing a card. And then the next part of your turn is where the bulk of the play comes from. You're going to take 4 actions. The actions you can take are you can move 1 space orthogonally adjacent. You can draw additional cards to your hand. Every card you play is an action, whether it's an instant action or whether it's equipping something like the knife. Each character has 4 backpacks worth of storage space. So, if I had the knife and the frying pan equipped, I would only have one more backpack slot left of storage. You can perform a card action. Every character has an action text on their card, but as you put cards into your tableau, you'll also get new actions. If tiles have scavenge icons on them, you can scavenge them once. Each player can scavenge a unique tile once per turn. And then last but not least, this will come in a later mission, but if there are tribes involved, you can interact with them by parlaying, trading, or reinforcing with a tribe potentially. So now that it's our turn, we're going to take our 4 actions. Our first action is going to be equipping this knife. And that now gives me a new action where I can spend an action to deal 3 damage to a target. So I could use 2 actions to stab the elk and kill it by doing 6 total damage. Character's health is at the top, the damage they do is at the bottom. But the elk isn't very dangerous, and this wolf is actually much more dangerous over here in front of the driver. So again, this is a fully cooperative game. This would be a great time to coordinate with the other players and talk to them about, hey, do you have a weapon? Do you need help dealing with this monster? But obviously, since I'm playing solo, we're not going to have any of that discussion. Or I'm playing 2 characters, I guess, so I won't be talking to myself that much, just talking to you guys on the video. For my second action, I'm going to play this butcher card, which says if you have a knife equipped, actually, I'll save it. We do have some worse enemies, so instead I'll play this rancid onion, and it's within short range. So because I'm on the same tile as the driver, you can see that every monster is currently within short range of me. When monsters are in front of your character, they're attached to you, and they'll stay attached to you no matter where you move on the map. So they're basically stuck to you unless a card tells you to attach it to another player or move it accordingly. So I'm actually going to use the Rancid Onion on the wolf to stun it and poison it. And I'll just take one of these poison tokens and place it on it there to remind me that it's poison, but basically I've given the driver another turn before that wolf's going to attack. For my third action, I'll move. When you move to a tile, you reveal it and trigger any effects. The shelter is a safe space where until the start of my next turn I'm immune to damage when you end your turn on the shelter and started your turn somewhere else. So I started my turn in the van and now I moved to the shelter, but I can't camp there ad infinitum. For my final action, I guess I will equip the frying pan because it seems like one of the better things to do. And I'll keep these cards out here as my hand. So at the end of my turn, monsters will activate. The elk would have dealt me 2 damage, but I'm immune to damage in the shelter. Monsters activate from left to right, but there's only one in front of me, so it's pretty simple. Next up, step 6 is that hunger increases. And then the final step of a turn is once you've gone through all the damage dealing, if everyone's alive and you've met the conditions of the mission, you can check for the win. And could complete the mission potentially. I have kept the mission log nearby. Speaking of missions, our mission objectives in the first mission are to kill 2 bears, store 1 food card per player, and 3 total fuel in the van. We also need to open the gate over here at Star Token B to open up the mountain roads to continue on as far as the mission is concerned. At Star Token A, we do not have to clear that objective, but that is a food store, a food stockpile that we buried before winter came. So if we wanted to potentially get a lot of green food cards for our group, we could go there, and there is a mission action here that you can do as well. And then finally, once we open the gate and kill 2 bears, we both need to return to the van, and then we would escape and continue on to the next mission. But again, it's nice to have the mission log nearby to reference, whether it's on a chair or on the edge of a table. You usually don't need to read it nonstop, but there'll be a couple points throughout the course of a game where you may need to refer to it or want to read the flavor text that's in there. I'm not going to read the flavor text just to make sure that there's a few things for people to discover when they play the game. I don't want it to be super repetitive for you to play the game, but I will go over the mechanical things as best I can. But I'll leave the introduction and the conclusion for you guys to read yourselves when you get the game and play it and to enjoy. But now that the chef's turn is over, we will actually pass the spawn dice to the driver, and they will take it from there, and they'll do their turn. So again, the first thing they do is spawn monsters. 6 again. That is safe. We have an 11 and 8 out. Then they will draw a card to their hand. And now they will have 4 actions to take. I'm using the playmat so I can track my actions here in case I get stuck talking. So I don't really need to worry about this wolf because they're not going to attack this turn, and they'll actually take some poison damage at the end of their turn. But I do like the idea of equipping some weapons so that I'm prepared for next time. So I'm going to equip my Uzi. It takes up 1 of my backpack slots, and again you can see the storage slots here on the playmat nicely. So I'm going to give myself 3 bullets and 4 more bullets because every weapon comes in fully loaded with the number shown in the upper right. Since I don't need to worry about this wolf current right this second, I'm actually going to take the opportunity to move and maybe recon some stuff. For my second action, I'm going to go to the police station. And this says reveal, immediately resolve a free scavenge action when it's revealed. So because I revealed the police station, you're going to draw a scavenge card from the blue deck and put it right in your hand. these scavenge cards can be freely traded between players as long as you're on the same tile as them. That is one of the free actions you have. But I have more ammunition now to fully load up a weapon if I were to expend all the ammo, and the driver tends to use up a lot of ammo pretty fast, so I think that's a good thing. So we've equipped the Uzi, we've moved once. I'm going to move again. Look at these positive tiles. The farm has a free scavenge, so I'll draw a green card. And I've drawn empty-handed, which says draw, immediately discard this card. So I'm just going to make a discard pile in the tray here so I can keep my scavenge cards organized. So I didn't find anything at the farm when I arrived there. But I could take a scavenge action there, which is what I'll do as my last action. I found more ammunition, so I've got tons of bullets for my weapons. At the end of my turn, my hunger will increase. And the monsters in front of me would activate, but the wolf is stunned, so he's going to unstun, and then he's going to take 1 poison damage, because they take 1 damage for each poison token on them. So he has only 6 health left remaining. And that's the end of the driver's turn. So, you know, at this point, a lot of the core rules have been covered. I did forget to advance time, and forgive me if I forget that. That is one of the new things about Wasted Wilds, and you know, it's hard to teach an old dog or an old designer new tricks. So sometimes I skip past that in a rush to or in familiarity with the old rules. So now we'll go back to the chef and we'll walk through their turn. Again, you spawn monsters first. 11, we are sitting on an 11, so because the chef is on the 11, everyone on a tile that activates will draw a monster card, and we've drawn one of the bears that we need to kill. Time will advance 1 step. This would typically be daybreak, and if we were playing with the day and night deck, which are introduced in a later mission, we would resolve the top of that card. But we don't have that in mission 1. And then we'll draw a card from our deck to our hand, and we have another butcher card, which isn't too bad because I definitely didn't want to spend my butcher card because I wanted to use it on the bear. So for my first action, I'm going to butcher, and it says if you have a knife equipped, discard it to destroy a non-boss monster card in range. So if a monster is a boss, it will say it up here near their name. Neither of these are bosses, so that just automatically butchers and destroys the bear. But I did lose my knife now. So that's my first action. My second action, I'm gonna go south, and I found a vault. Now here's an action text, so I can take an action to move to another revealed vault tile. So I can warp from one vault to the other if the other one is revealed, but it's not currently. But if a vault's over here, that's going to give us potentially a good escape route back to the van. So instead, I will take a scavenge action to scavenge the red deck, and I got some medical supplies. And then for my final action, I'm actually going to draw a card to my hand because it's a little light. And I got another knife, which is good, which means I can set up butcher again. But now my turn is over, and I'm no longer in the shelter. So when monsters activate, this elk is going to deal me 2 damage. So I'll take my life dial and take it down to 24. But this does allow me to use my frying pan, which says every time you are dealt short-range damage, my attacker suffers 3 damage. So the elk tries to ram me with its horns, and I smash it back in its face with a frying pan, and it suffers 3 damage. Last but not least, my hunger increases, and obviously we're checking for the win, but we are nowhere near completing our objectives. We have killed one of the 2 bears we need to kill, but we still need to open this gate, so we'll make our way towards there, and we'll give the driver a chance to play out their turn. 9, don't have any 9s showing, but we very close to an 8. We advance time. The driver draws a card. she has 7 cards in her hand, but the card limit is 10, and that includes any scavenge cards you draw. So she still has room, nothing to worry about, but you know, she doesn't have as much room as the chef over here with only 4 cards in their hand. So now we'll take our 4 actions. I could pretty much kill every creature, which I like, with my Uzi if I move back. So, but the frying pan will also auto kill the elk. So maybe instead. So I will use my Uzi's effect, which says discard X ammo from Uzi to deal X damage to up to 2 targets. So I'll discard 6 ammo from the Uzi to deal 6 damage to the wolf to kill it. Wolves are really dangerous in large packs, but they're not too dangerous. There's just one of them out there. So that's my first action. My second action, I'm going to try to do this mission objective. So it says lose an action on reveal. So I only have 1 action left. And if I end my turn here, I draw another monster. So the back roads tile, I've stumbled into a bad tile here. But I don't have any monsters in front of me. And I haven't taken any damage. And I do want to... I do need to find 3... We do need to find 1 food per player. I'm going to move because I don't want to set off something bad. So I've revealed the rail yard as my final action. Reveal, resolve a free scavenge, so I can draw from the green or red deck. I'll draw from the red to find some fuel. So I got some fuel. So we have 1 of the 3 fuel we need to escape. Fuel says equip immediately as a free action or discard it. So I'm going to carry it in one of my storage slots back to the van. It is a free action to deliver it to the van once I'm on the tile, though. That's the end of my turn. At the end of my turn, I resolve any end effects. I have to draw a monster. There's a wolf again. So now I activate monsters, and the wolf does 3 damage to the driver. So I'll go down to 21. And then my hunger will increase to 3. I guess I could change this, but I'm just using the track on the mat. Okay, back to the chef. We're actually, I mean, we're in pretty good shape here. We need to find a lot of stuff still, but we found tiles with the red that you can scavenge red on, which helps a lot. I don't think we have any 4s showing, but I will advance time. And we'll draw a card for the chef. There's another rancid onion. You'll notice there are repeats of cards, so you can combo things. But another free action is you can discard 2 of your survivor cards. So say I had a lot of rancid onions and knives that I didn't need. I could discard 2 cards to my deck to draw 1 card for free. So that'll help you get to dig for certain cards if you need them as you learn the decks, or if you have a lot of stuff equipped that you don't need the cards of, you can address that accordingly. As my first action, I'm going to scavenge red. Found a backpack. I'll move as my second action. Ice cliffs. This says test. When a tile says test, it's referring to the stealth number on your character card and a stealth test. So you roll 2 dice and you have to roll at or under your stealth number. So I'm going to roll my dice here and see what happens. If I succeed, I reduce my hunger by 1. If I fail, I draw an exposure card, and I'll get a little cold. 9 is above 7, so I fail. I'm going to draw an exposure card. I'll put this here so I resolve it with the monsters and stuff. But at the end of my turn, I'll suffer 2 damage from being frostnipped. I don't want to sit on this tile, so as my third action, I'll go to the gas station, reveal, I get to free scavenge red, and I found a fuel So we only need one more fuel left till we can escape. And then I have one action remaining, and for my fourth action, I'm going to equip knife. So now I'm at 4 backpacks worth of stuff. I can't carry anything else, but I can equip a backpack, which gives me, obviously the backpack gives you additional storage. So I did find that, and I could equip that if I so desired. The elk deals 2 damage to me, so I'll go down to 22. That activates my frying pan, dealing 3 damage back to the elk, which will kill it for 6. When the elk is destroyed, you can search the scavenge discard pile for a food card. We don't have any food in the scavenge discard pile, and discard it. I will take 2 more damage for my frost nip, so I'm actually down to 20. And then my hunger will go up to 4. That ends the chef's turn. We'll go back to the driver. 9. We've been rolling pretty well. 9 is safe. We are going to increase time though and hit exposure. So anyone not on an indoor tile is going to get a cold snap. So that is the chef wisely moved into the gas station to take cover from the weather, but the driver did not. So they're also going to be frost nipped. For my first action, I'll scavenge green to look for some food. I found fuel. So we now have all the fuel we need to escape, but we are short on food. As my second action, I'll move down here. Another back roads, losing action. This means I have 1 action left. I don't want to draw a monster, so I'll move to this spot. The vault. Pretty perfect, because we can jump back to this vault. So that's my final action. I'll take 3 damage from the wolf. So I'm down to 18, and then I'll suffer 2 more damage for Frostnip. So the driver's down to 16, and my hunger goes up to 4. Okay. Six. So every 6 tile activates and spawns a monster. So we have plenty. We have a 6 here that no one's on, so we'll put a monster token on it. And then the driver is on a card with. I'll move these cards up. So we get draw another wolf. There. And now each wolf is doing 5 damage because they're plus 2 damage for every other wolf currently in play. So they hit pretty hard as a pack. So I'm going to do my best, increase the clock, and we drive a card here, draw a card here. And we'll see what the chef can do to help. Alright, so we'll do We'll do 1, 2 to come in here with the thing. We'll do 3. We'll rancid onion one of the wolves and poison it. And then as our 4th action, we're going to clear this objective and do this star token. So this is where you'll need the mission log for. Star token B, you may spend an action to unlock the gate, then remove this token from the game. So that's what I've done, and we've cleared the open the gate objective. So we just need to kill 2 bears, we've killed 1, and store 1 food card per player and 3 fuel in the van. And then everyone get back to the van. So I'm still frost nipped, so my actions are over, so I'm going to go down to 18. My hunger will increase to 5. And hopefully we don't level 6 here from the driver. 6! I shouldn't have said anything. So again, place a token. Oh, I forgot the gas station last time. Or was I on the gas station? I think we should have drawn monster here as well. And we'll take 2 more damage. I missed that 6. Yeah, that's right. We started here, we moved to... Used our rancid onion. And cleared the objective. So I'll take 2 more damage for this. But then I would have hit him back for 3 with the frying pan. So that caught us up, but these should have 2 tokens each on them. Or no, this should have 1, this should have 2. And then we each draw another monster. So things are getting hectic. There's the other bear we need to kill. And there's another bear. Wow, that was a bad draw. Okay. First action, I'm going to sawed off. Comes in with 4 shots. Second action, I will shoot with the sawed off. It does 4 damage to each monster in range, but can only be used once per turn. So I'm going to do 4 damage to everything. That's 4 on the bear. It's going to kill the elk. It's going to do 2 here. Two here. Four here. And 4 here. So I did a ton of damage with the sawed off, but I can only fire it once per round. Alright, so equip sawed off, shoot sawed off. I am tempted to reload the Uzi and shoot the Uzi. I'm going to reload the Uzi, play ammunition, fully reload a weapon. Gets me 7 ammo here, but then I'm going to spend 7 ammo to do 7 damage to up to 2 creatures in range. I'm going to do 7 here, kill the wolf. And 7 to this bear. Doesn't quite kill it. It has 1 health left. Okay, end of my turn. I'm going to take Frost Snip for 2. The wolf is poisoned and will take 1 damage and is stunned still. The bear is going to deal 5 damage to all targets in range, including other bears. So it's going to deal 5 damage to this wolf and kill it. It's going to deal 5 damage to the driver, taking them down to only 9 health. It's going to deal 5 damage to the chef, taking them down to 11. That will activate the chef's frying pan. Every time you are dealt short range damage, your attacker suffers 3. So that's going to deal 3 more damage to the bear and kill it. And then it's going to do 5 damage to this bear as well. So the bears just scratch and roar and go after everything. So you can use them to sort of spread damage around to other people. So it helped us get 5 more damage on this bear. But we can't really take 5 more hits each of damage. That's not great. Hunger goes up over here. I do think I forgot to do this. Let me check the video. I was spawning so many tokens. Alright. Let's go check. 6 again. Wow. So we'll draw a wolf here. And a wolf over here. Ouch. Ouch, 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 ouch. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scavenge, hoping for some food. Got a backpack. As a free action, I'm going to give my medical supplies over here. My second action, I'm going to stab this bear so it doesn't deal damage to everybody. So we've completed the bear objective. We've killed plenty of bears. I think I forgot to draw a card. I'm going to play Herbs and Spices. It clears this negative status effect, which goes to the bottom of the deck. And it reduces my hunger by 2. Takes me down to 3. Four, I'm going to jump over here because we're just going to keep rolling 6s. So I'm going to take 5 damage from this wolf because there's another wolf in play. So I'm down to 6. But I'm going to do 3 damage to it with my frying pan. I don't take hunger damage, I don't take any other damage, which is good. That's my turn. I could potentially lose this first mission, which is pretty embarrassing. It's supposed to be an easy intro. See, look, 6. I knew it. Another wolf. It's 10 damage. Currently, the driver would die. I'm going to sawed off and do 4 damage. I'll move sawed off. So I do 4 damage here too, killing it. I forgot to do this, and I forgot to draw a card. But then I'm going to do sawed off, 4 to everything, but instead of getting all those tokens out, I'm going to play my ammunition to... I'm not going to play my ammunition. I'm going to equip an Uzi, so I have 3 in my hand, with 7 bullets on it. And then I'm going to spend 4 of those bullets, or 3 of those bullets, to deal the final 3 damage to these 2 targets to kill all these wolves. And that's my turn. I'll suffer 2 damage from this frost nip, and we'll pass the dice. 12. I think 12's okay. Oh no, 12's up here. We gotta put a monster token there. Increase time. Draw a card here. A knife. We've finally killed everything. I'm gonna scavenge red. Got an antidote. I'll spend my next action to antidote the frost nip off of the driver. I'll go 3, 4. And here goes up to 4. Spawn monsters for the driver. 9. 9 is still safe. Draw a card to her hand and advance time. I'm going to discard 2 cards as a free action to draw another card. I'll scavenge red. Antidote. That's my first action. My second action will be to use these medical supplies to restore 3 health. Take me back to 10. I'm going to go 3, 4. and deliver 2 of the fuel we need toward the mission objective as a free action. My turn ends and I'm starving now, so I'm going to take 2 starvation damage. So I'm down to 8. Chef's turn. 8. Of course. Draw a monster card in front of the driver. They're in trouble. And then we'll spawn a monster on all the 8s that we see. The board. Increase time. Draw a card here. I'll scavenge green. Ambush. Draw a monster card. I need to reshuffle the deck. Could that be any more unlucky? It's a bear. Okay, I think it's time to butcher. It's my second action. That'll kill the bear and discard my knife. Scavenge, butcher. I got 2 actions left. I'll go 3 and attempt a stealth check. I'm a 7. I need to roll 6 or under because there's 1 monster token there. Fail. So I remove the monster token and I draw a monster. It's a wolf. Only 3 damage. I can take that. For my final action, I'm going to clear this objective. And the mission log tells us that star token A is spend an action to draw 4 cards from the green scavenge deck, then remove the objective token from the game. So I get 4 cards right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't need this fuel, so I'll actually discard it instead of carrying it. And then everything else goes in my hand. We do have 1 food per player, so I think our best bet is to try to win the game on driver's turn. But the chef's turn is over. We're going to move up to 5. We're going to take 3 damage from the wolf, so we're down to 3 health. We will deal 3 damage back to it with the frying pan. Our defensive frying pan has dealt a lot of damage. Okay. Driver's up. They're starving to death. 6. 6, 6, 6. Luckily, we're nowhere near there. Time increases. And plan getaway. That could be perfect. So I'm going to play plan getaway. It says move the van tile to cover any empty and revealed tile, or move all players 1 time. I'm going to move the van to an empty and revealed tile, being the rail yard. Then I'm going to equip the stun helmet, which is shuffle the top card of your discard back into your deck. And it passively reduces all incoming damage by 1. I'll discard these 2 cards for a free draw. So I've done Plan Getaway and Stun Helmet. I have 2 actions left. I need to eat. Gotta draw 3 Adrenaline Rush. I'll play Adrenaline Rush, my 4th action, which gains me 2 actions, burn 2 cards, Reduce all incoming damage by 2. I'll actually put this out here so I remember that I'm reducing damage by a total of 3. So I reduce all damage by 3. I'm going to take 2 and 4, 6. I'll live now. I have 2 actions left. I'll draw a card. I'll draw a card. Okay, at the end of my turn, the bear deals me 5 damage reduced by 3 for 2. So that'll take me to 6. And then I take 4 starvation damage, leaving me with 2 health left. The bear's also going to deal... Oh no, it's short range. Whew. I was like, the bear's also going to deal damage to the chef, which means I lose, but... I am okay there, lucky enough. Okay. Back over to the chef. Rolls dice. 9 is okay. This goes up. Draw a card. Another knife. Starvation damage. I'll do 1. And here's everything we need to win. The fuel and the 2 food. I can just survive to the end. We'll do 3. Alright, so that's 1. 2, we'll use medical supplies to get 6 health. 3, we'll equip the knife. 4, we'll throw the knife. It does 6 damage, killing the wolf. And the knife goes back to my hand. My hunger goes to 6. I take 2 damage for that. And then we check for the win, and we have just barely beaten the opening mission. But it was a close one, it was tight, we did it. So now we escape and move on to mission 2. So thanks for watching this playthrough. I apologize if I missed any effects by doing more than one thing at once. It's hard to explain the game, get everything right, and not miss anything, and make smart decisions. So I'm sure I made some mistakes along the way, but hopefully that gives you a good sense of how to play the game and how to learn. I'll do my best to put subtitles on any mistakes I made to fix it on the YouTube video. So thanks for watching.